Hello and welcome to another fun-filled nonsense retrospective. I'm your host as always, Rick. Joining me equally as always is Devon.
Yes, hello. Shall we make this an after dark, or are we keeping this above the board?
I'm keeping this about as say-so as you can make something about waifus. We're talking about waifus today, specifically Steven Universe waifus. So yeah, let's keep it say-so. Let's keep it as a regular one.
Say-so is a Japanese word, and I don't know what it means exactly.
Oh, it means like clean and
safe for work.
It's what, yeah, safe for work. It's what all of the idols strive to be, and what almost none of them achieve.
You say idols, but you mean VTubers.
Oh, I mean VTubers, yeah. Like, VTuber is just idol culture emulated by, like, people who have no purpose being idols. Because they've got more personality. They're allowed to.
What's the word? Yagoo failed successfully.
Yes, task failed successfully. But yes, before we get too far into that, let's go with the good old time-honoured opening of the nonsense, asinine hypotheticals. What have you got for me today?
Okay, so with all that set in stone as to the tone of the episode, I'm immediately going to go against it with my hypothetical. Are you ready?
Okay.
My hypothetical's simple. You get to pick a Steven Universe character for a mutual one-night stand only. Who is it and why?
Ooh,
Try not to use someone already on your list.
Oh yeah, someone not on my list. Okay, spoiler, Garnet's not on my list.
Yeah?
So I'm picking Garnet because if it's mutually one night, then everyone's agreeing to it, everyone's safe, everyone's sane. The reason I didn't put Garnet on my list is I didn't want to get in the way of them.
I get what you're saying, but again, one of the things with these lists is one of the core rules we have is the assumption is it's mutual.
Oh yes, it's the Harkness test. It's like safe, sane, consensual.
Well, the Harkness test is just for beasts, but you know.
Oh yeah, like able to give consent. Yeah.
I do love that image though of the fucking reptilian lizard. Of are you what is it? Are you above sexual maturity age for your species? And it goes blah, and then it just goes, would you like to have sex? It just goes glark. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah. The implication is that one of those was yes and the other was no.
Yeah, but then they've got the other panel where it's like, does it pass the Harkness test? And it's like, are you of blah blah? And it goes, absolutely. Would you like to have sex? Oh yes. And it's like, yeah. So that now makes it fine. Doesn't matter. That's a giant weird snake thing. It can communicate with you.
Yep. But yeah, I'm going with Garnet. How about you? Who are you picking for your one night stand, no strings attached aid?
Mostly because they're kind of scary. It's got to be Lapis.
All right, yeah, cool.
I don't think a long-term relationship with that character would work out well, but a one-night stand would be fun.
Yeah.
And come on, very, very scary.
Oh yes. It's a good way to get very scare-roused is to encounter Lapis.
I like Lapis. I like Lapis a lot, but fuck, she has had nothing but bad experiences in the romance department.
Oh, totally. But yeah, we're talking about waifus. Actually, no, we've got my question first, haven't we?
We do. What's your question, Rick?
My question for you is, we're talking about Steven Universe waifus, and my question is, who is your other Cartoon Network waifu? Top waifu from all Cartoon Network things.
I mean, it's Raven from Teen Titans.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because that was Cartoon Network in the UK, at least.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, like, that's the first character, and no joke, just straight up, first character I saw, and I went, yes. I don't know what arousal is, but I'm feeling it.
Yeah. Awakening.
Yeah, and it is also, like, she is, like, the template in my mind for Goth Girl. Like, if she walked so that Marceline could run.
Yeah.
Oh, that being said, what's your pick, Rick?
My pick is Miss Bellum, the secretary lady from the Powerpuff Girls.
See, I remember Miss Bellum. You never saw her face except for that one episode where they all turned into dogs.
Yeah.
It was a really good cutaway gag too.
Yeah, and the one time that she married Professor Utonium because it was him impersonating her.
Yeah, that sounds like something that thing would do.
Yep.
That thing sounds a bit disrespectful, but you know, I don't actually know. Like, thinking on it, I think that's the first time I ever encountered a character straight up saying "fuck gender norms."
Yeah, because him had a beard and wore high heels and spoke with a gender rebel voice.
I was going to say that is modulated to fuck.
Yeah.
It's very hard to tell what gender that character's meant to be, and the fact that they're called him is even just muddies the waters further, and it's just like, are they even human? Because I think it's implied they're a devil.
Yeah, I think they're meant to be the devil, and that's why they're called him, because it's meant to be him.
Yeah, maybe, that makes sense. It's like how the red guy is just the devil in Cow and Chicken, but... they
call him the red guy with his arse out.
They had this thing, well, he didn't wear any clothes, did he? But yeah...
No, but he didn't have his knob out, but he had his arse out, because arses are funny.
Yeah, Japan knows. And, yeah, because they had this rule, and I don't know if they still do, where if your show was marketed to a certain age of audience, you couldn't call anyone... you couldn't portray the devil. But you could portray the devil, just don't call it that.
Yeah. And, apparently Miss Bellum was so lewd she was banned from the reboot.
Man, we should watch the reboot, because I've never touched that.
Yeah, it apparently wasn't very good.
Oh, I'm shocked.
Yeah, like they do like the equivalent of a Family Guy cutaway gag where they would just start doing a meme like Baby Shark or whatever.
Oh, so it's Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
Cool, great. More shows should follow that formula.
Yeah. But yes, we're doing our waifu list of Steven Universe waifus. We're going to start with some honourable mentions. I know we've got 2 each. So what have you got for me?
My first honourable mention is Jasper.
Yeah?
Because I absolutely adore Jasper's design. I adore everything Jasper's about. You cannot have a relationship with this character.
No, unless you are as powerful as Steven and are able to shatter her, and even then, it's not a relationship you want to have, because then she's subservient, and then she's no longer herself.
Yeah, it's not a healthy relationship, no matter which way it goes. Like, we've seen what happens when she's in charge, and that's how we got Malachite, and we know how shit she treated Lapis. And then, as you say, if you do somehow overpower her, it's not a relationship. It's hey, you're my fuck toy, and there's nothing you can do about it, regardless of which way it goes.
Oh, yes. And then, she essentially loses all will to you in that, and then it's implied that she's exactly the same as she used to be to everyone else.
It's not a fun time. Again, love the design, love the character, love the fan art of her with even bigger fucking muscles, but not a sustainable relationship in any sense of the word.
Yeah.
Well, seeing as we both got 2, Rick, why don't you give your first honourable mention?
Mine's in the same vein. My first honourable mention is Malachite, because Scare Roused.
Malachite's a kaiju, though, as well. Physically, let alone, not mentally stable in the first place, but, physically, you're not going to be able to do much.
Oh, no. Doesn't even have legs, just has additional arms.
Very Ursula.
Yeah, it's a weird design, and yet I'm intrigued. However, not stable, not nice, not top 5
nice.
material.
Could not have put that. Could not have undersold that more with not nice.
Oh yeah, not nice, not nice.
Translation:
this is the exact wording that Lapis uses about the other 2 Lapises. They're not nice like me, and then Steven just looks at her and she goes, exactly. But yeah, who's your other honourable mention?
Fucking hell, my words just completely failed me. My other honourable mention is Barbara Miller.
Yeah,
she is
Sadie's mum. Yeah,
she's a certified MILF. Literally, she clearly has a rocking. Well, look at them gams. Look at them legs. She's a postman, so she gets around. She is nothing but supportive of her daughter. She feels like a fun time. The reason why she's only an honourable mention is I have another human character on my list already, and
I think we both do.
Probably. I imagine it might even be the same character, but we'll see it momentarily. It feels wrong to have more than one human character in a Steven Universe waifu list, because look at the gems.
Oh yeah.
So Barbara Miller gets the stamp from me. I really dig it. Come on, man. The way she just wanted to go out of her way to support her daughter 100%, and when her daughter's like, could you not? She's just like, oh, okay, I won't, but I'm still supporting you, just not in person. So yeah, what about you?
fine.
What's your second honourable mention?
My second honourable mention is the real rose quartzes, and I'm zoning in mostly on the stoner and the superfan because they get more characterization than the lookalike in the episode that they show up. The reason I'm not put them like on the list proper is because they essentially only get one episode.
Alright, spoiler alert, the picture you're going to see on your screen if you're watching the video version is just going to be regular rose quartz, because I'm not fucking looking for a specific image of the specific one.
Yeah, they're fun characters, and I could see any of them being a good long-term relationship. However, yeah, we don't know much about them other than what we see in like a short introductory, just one shot essentially.
I mean, half of that episode as well is them trying to be what Steven thinks, Pink Diamond's rose quartz is meant to be, because they want him to approve,
Yeah. Like one of them is just called the superfan in on the wiki.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Like the one that's called the one that I've called the stoner isn't called the stoner. It's probably like the surfer or something. But yeah, the one that's all like downbeat and cool with everything. But yes, let's get into our actual list. Who's going to be your waifu number 5?
Number 5, perhaps controversial, is Yellow Diamond.
Okay, yeah.
So originally...
Big angry energy.
Absolutely. Originally I had Blue Diamond, and then I changed it last minute to Yellow Diamond, because Blue Diamond is nice, don't get me wrong, but Yellow Diamond, I don't know what it is about strong women shouting. But it does something.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, she's a fun character to watch, very domineering, and yeah, I can see how that would be that would put her on anyone's list.
Absolutely, man. And in season 5, we get to see her a lot. Not season 5, sorry. In future, we get to see she's mellowed the fuck out.
Yes.
Which
she's a lot more pleasant when she's mellowed out.
Yeah, it certainly helped put her actually firmly in. Oh yeah, you can work with this. And also, I found it really adorable, her getting little pliers, and just here's her little hobby. Her little hobby is fixing her fuck ups, but still, she's basically making Warhammer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Blue Diamond might be the more traditional pick, but like Yellow Diamond just does something for me, so she's a firm number 5 on my list.
Yeah.
How about you, Rick? Who gets your number 5 spot?
My number 5 is Spinel, and I was expecting to put her higher on this, but when I looked at the others, I couldn't really rank her higher than the others. Spinel, obviously a very fun character, one of my favourites of the entire series. You just want to give her a hug. But that's kind of why I've got her so low, that you kind of just want to give her a hug and then tell her everything's going to be okay, and then maybe a little smooch, and then maybe things progress. But yeah, I've always been a fan of the noodle arms aesthetic, but yeah, there are other characters on here that rank higher.
Yeah, goodness, you will not shut the fuck up about noodle arms, and I don't mean that as an insult. It's just true.
Yeah.
The thing about Spinel I find is, and the thing that detracts most from her, in my opinion, is I think her initial evil design is by far the best.
Oh yes, yeah. I like the kind of in between design she ends up with at the end, where she has the evil design, but she's softened up a bit.
Yeah, but I like the fucking... This might sound fucked up, but like the dripping mascara look.
Oh yeah, that, and the exaggerated expressions when she's just so animated is great. Like they really did use the budget of that film on Spinel, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, man. Also, she's shown how flexible she is.
Oh, yes. But yeah, number 4. Who's your number 4?
My number 4 goes to the adorable autistic goblin known as Peridot.
Ha!
Is number 4 also Peridot for you?
Yeah, Peridot is also my number 4. So, yeah.
Alright. Much like you, Rick, there was a lot of jostling on my list, in that I rearranged this like 7 times, because the only thing that didn't change was my number 1 spot, which was just obvious. But yeah, Peridot is... I don't know, man. Specifically, it feels like Peridot would be great for just lounging on a couch and binge-watching shows. Yeah.
Like the one for whom Netflix and chill is taken literally.
Yeah, and I don't mind that.
Oh, yeah, totally.
But also, imagine if she discovered Pornhub. Her new
just imagine her doing...
is on people's reproduction rods and why gems don't have them.
I could just imagine her getting a limb Enhancer's back and just doing the Pornhub drums with those extendable fingers as her way of saying hello.
And you take a minute and you're like, "Was that?" And she's like, "Don't know what you mean."
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, I could imagine Peridot being like perhaps more docile in a relationship, less about sex and more about just, hey, I want to do this thing, will you do this thing with me? That's exactly how she'd ask as well, isn't it? Like, I want to go go-karting. Yeah. Do you want to come go-karting with me? And it's like, yes, I will, Peridot.
Yeah, and it would change in intensity depending on how recently she's found out about the thing. But yeah.
Yeah. And you realise when you're go-karting, she cheats by using her magnet powers to make hers go faster.
Or to make other people lose, and to make it so that it's a race between just you and her.
Oh, she somehow manages to fucking... She doesn't want to go-kart, she wants to do Mario Kart in real life, and she finds a way to make real-life power-ups.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she'd do, though, right?
Yeah, after watching Wacky Races. So she uses her powers to zoom ahead, get out, start to cheat, and gets overtaken and has to catch up again because she's trying to lay out all the power-ups.
Well, no, I think she'd lay out the power-ups before the race started. I don't think here's the thing, is she's not malicious like Dick Dastardly, so she wouldn't get the comeuppance.
Yeah. Well, also, I think if they do it at a regular go-karting place, like, she wouldn't have the time to prepare, so she would have to Dick Dastardly ahead, drop all the power-ups, then get overtaken, then have to use the power-ups to catch up.
I think she could do. I think she'd be able to do it between races.
Sure, maybe. Anyway, that's our number 4. Who's going to be on number 3?
My number 3 goes to Bismuth.
Yeah. She's a really fun design, really fun character just to have around. A nice injection of colour into anyone's life with all of those dreadlocks that she has. And the innie.
Yeah, so Bismuth is on my list pretty much because she is as jacked as Jasper, but without any of the drawbacks.
Yeah, it's like Jasper with a smile.
Yeah, that's perfect. She's jacked. She's always fucking doing blacksmith shit, which is just awesome in general. I want to see her the carpets match the drapes.
Well, they definitely match her gem.
Which means that, yes, they would match the drapes.
Yes.
Yeah, I just think that would be amusing. Is she gifted in the chest department? No, because she's got rocking pecs, so fuck off.
Yeah, but it also means she can show the rocking pecs all the time.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, man. I get the picture of her just being all hot and sweaty after working the forge, despite the fact she doesn't sweat, and just being like, oh yeah, that activates my monkey brain.
I like the idea of her just having a spray bottle just to give herself sweat because she knows that you're expecting it.
Yeah, that'd be grand. And we've seen how sweet she is when she's crushing on someone.
Yeah.
You know, it might be weird at first just because she isn't very good at communicating to the actual person that she's crushing on them, so much so that it could just be misconstrued as, oh, they're just being nice.
Yep.
But after a bit of a bumpy initialization, it would probably be like, oh yeah, this is just cool and chill.
Yeah.
How about you, Rick? Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Blue Diamond.
Aha!
Yeah, after narrowly missing your top 5, yeah, she made it right into the middle of mine. She is my token big, as it were, in the actual list. And yeah, she's got the she's definitely got the figure, she's got the smile. When you earn that smile, it's great. And yeah, I could just see her being a fantastic partner, with the slight downside of that you might always just be a pet.
Oh, you will always just be a pet.
Yeah, which is why she's not any higher.
Number 3 is still pretty fucking high, Rick.
Yeah.
Also, let's not beat around the bush here. I know about your personal preferences. I know you like giant titties, and Blue Diamond is basically Guinevere.
Yeah. You can rest there.
If you're really business savvy, you can also collect up that bath water and sell it online.
Oh yes. Well, I mean, the bathwater is literally what revives Jasper.
Yeah, but that's from from Stephen.
Yeah, that's from all the gems. Yeah. Yeah. Number 2. Who is your number 2?
Number 2 is the human that gets to rest on my list, and it is of course Priyanka.
Okay, I picked a different human.
Interesting. Yeah. So Priyanka is again another certified MILF. She's intelligent. I like older ladies. Fucking sue me.
Yep.
She clearly doesn't care what your education level is to a certain degree, because she's married Doug, who is just a security guard.
Yeah.
So despite being
yeah.
a doctor, I don't think there's going to be any, I don't know how best to word this, like superiority looking down on you when you're at home.
At least visibly, yeah.
Yeah, well, they seem to have a pretty chill marriage. I'd be home-wrecking that, but whatever. And, you know, despite a very rocky beginning when we first see her interacting with Connie near the beginning of the series, like, eventually she gets over the dangerous parts and you got to be thinking of your future and being like, oh, yeah, let Connie be a kid for a bit. So, you know, as a parent, I think she's, like, maybe not S tier, but definitely high, mid-A's at least.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a good thing about Steven Universe. It portrays parents as not perfect.
Yeah, although I think Barbara's pretty close to perfect as a parent.
Oh, yeah.
All the more so.
Like everything she does is all in the spirit of doing the right thing, and it's only Sadie that makes it not perfect.
Yeah, but also until like Sadie does her musical career, Sadie doesn't actually communicate very well to Barbara that she's feeling suffocated.
Yeah.
At least it's implied it's not. Like, who knows? A lot of it happens off screen, so it's hard to say one way or the other.
True enough.
But yeah, Priyanka firmly in second place. She is hot. She is mature. You can't ask for much more, really.
Yeah, hot, mature. Can't ask for more. Yeah.
All right. How about you? Who gets your number 2 spot?
Speaking of hot and mature, it really is a game of two halves because we see both of these. Vidalia.
I see Vidalia's a pretty solid pick, but I felt like I'd be judged more for picking her.
I'm more going for her youthful design.
Yeah, I figured as much, you coward.
However, if she grew her hair out and wore that jacket again, I'd be quite happy at her current
That's not how
age.
it works, motherfucker.
I mean, just wearing the jacket again is good enough for me.
Yeah, but she doesn't. She's left that life behind.
Yeah, she's a rockin' lady, and I think she's a great design. She's a great person to just have around the cast. Weird that she made Onion, but oh well.
Yeah, well, that's not weird though, is it? Because look at Yellowtail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like both.
And Vidalia is also a kind of onion.
Vidalia speaks.
Yes.
As Onion, I don't think says a word, but
No.
Anyway, I digress. Here's the thing: that's the thing about Vidalia's kids is both of them take more after their dads than they do her.
Yes. Yeah. Apart from the one time that Sour Cream just starts going into Yellowtail language.
Well, yeah, that's because Yellowtail taught him that language.
Yeah. When he's angry, he can't enunciate. He just goes Yellowtail. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, I like how Vidalia is one of the few human characters we know is armed and dangerous.
Oh, yes.
Didn't she threaten Steven with a shotgun?
I think so.
Yeah, that fucking shit's wild. That happened in Steven Universe. Can you believe it?
Yeah. But it's okay because he's invincible. But yes, now for the number one. I'm pretty sure I know who your number one's going to be.
Yeah, you know who my number one is, because it's the character I always go, I love this character, and I think they've got the second most Rule 34 images after, like, Garnet. It's Pearl.
Yeah.
I like Pearl. Is she a bit stuck up? Yes. Do I give a fuck? No. A lot of the times when she's stuck up and yelling at people about things that you think are unreasonable, when you think for 2 seconds, you're like, yeah, no, actually, that's kind of fair.
Yeah. It's one of those things. If you're stuck up and angry, it loses a lot of its antagonism when you know that they're right.
Yeah. Also, have you seen her in a suit?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Still my beating heart. Yeah, no, Pearl is adorable. I think here's the problem, is we see the 3 main girls, Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl, so often that I could see an argument for any of them being top-tier candidates for, like, yes, I would happily move in and live with this person.
Yeah, totally.
Pearl just hits different. I don't know, man. It's just... realistically speaking, I don't think she'd go for humans at all. But if she did, ring-a-ding-ding.
Yeah, I mean, I was almost going to put the whatchamacallit, the rose quartz look-alike human on my honourable mentions, but we know nothing about her, and yeah, the actual rose quartz has ended up on there instead. But yeah, she would go for the rose quartz look-alike human.
You talking about Mystery Girl?
Yeah, Mystery Girl.
She doesn't look like rose quartz though, does she?
She does a bit.
Not really. We're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one.
Fair.
But yeah, I like Pearl. Sue me. I've seen enough things involving her that are unofficial that I'm like, yes, sign me up, book it. Yeah. Like, I think the worst thing you'd get from Pearl is you you put your empty drink can in the rubbish bin instead of the recycling. You're now going to get an earful, and then she'll feel bad later. So it's makeup cuddles.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a fan fiction somewhere that goes like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I digress. What about you, Rick? Who's your number one? Because I haven't got a fucking Scooby.
Well, she was the first one that you mentioned. It's Lapis.
You're fucking insane, but go on.
Yeah, Lapis Lazuli. She's there is a massive difference in power between Lapis Lazuli and a human being.
I think you can say that about most gems.
It's one of those where I am entirely sure that she 110% knows this, and most of the time she keeps things in check and is quite happy to, like you said with Priyanka, treat you as an equal, except when the chips are down, and she will do her absolute best to protect you, and that's, yeah.
I don't think she does know humans are weak, because the only interaction she's had with humans is Stephen, who doesn't really count, and Connie, who, whenever Connie is involved in combat, is surprisingly competent.
Yeah.
And then there's Greg, but Greg is usually quickly ushered away by the crystal gems, because they're like, this is not your forte, and Greg immediately goes, no, it's not, and fucks off.
Yeah. I think she knows, like, normal organics are pretty weak because, like, she's a terraformer. They're all about, like, clearing out worlds for, in time for, the Diamond Authority.
Hey, you're allowed to believe what you want to believe. I don't think you're correct, but who cares? We're arguing about a fucking cartoon.
Yeah. And, like, her first instinct when the diamonds are coming is to take Peridot and leave, which, if that doesn't affirm how close that they were, I don't want to get in between them, but I'm getting in between them on this list.
Yeah, except someone introduced me to the concept of Amethyst and Peridot, and I'm like, that dynamic works so much better.
It does a bit, yeah. Because they both like each other. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, Peridot likes Lapis, but I don't think Lapis isn't good at relationships, and you can't blame her.
Yeah, Lapis likes Peridot, but Lapis isn't in love with Peridot.
I can't remember the exact scene, but there is a scene where Lapis puts her hand very forcefully on Peridot's shoulder when Peridot is saying something on behalf of the both of them, which Lapis disagrees with, and it's quite uncomfortable once you see it.
Yeah.
Might even be the same episode where she's preparing to run from the Authority. I generally can't remember. But yeah, it's very, very uncomfortable. Go listen to all of our non-stops from Steven Universe and listen to me point it out when we get to it.
Yeah. But yeah, Lapis... Yeah, she's, even in her base form, she's very appealing to me, and also she gets all of the powers of Sue, so...
Yeah, a little bit. Also, if you're a foot freak, she never wears shoes.
Oh, yeah. Apart from the one time that she wears sandals, but even then...
I don't remember her wearing shoes ever.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think even when they had the baseball game, she didn't wear shoes.
Yeah, some people are all about the feet. But because she's not made of stuff, they never get dirty.
Yeah, that's something,
but yes,
that's something that's a bit odd that we never really talk about too much on this topic, because the crystal gems and gems in general, it's just light projection.
Yes, yeah. They only actually really bring it up that one time when they're going faster than the speed of light, and the other gems are not visible because the light is catching up.
It's such a wild concept. Because they're still physical beings, even though they're light projections. Like, their forms are still, like you see it with Jasper and Garnet when they fight. They're still knocking each other. Yeah. It's very weird, but in a good way. It's a really interesting concept. Like, kudos to the Crewniverse for coming up with it.
Yeah, just the whole hard light construct thing going on. Yeah. But yeah, we can't really do the typical wind down because we've given our top fives. I guess what was your favourite of mine that you didn't have on your list?
I mean, I suppose it'd have to be Blue Diamond by technicality.
Yeah.
Like, she was going to be on my list, and then I thought, I think I prefer Yellow. Same questions, name first.
Probably the exact same spot which goes to Bismuth. Also your number 3, and also one that I probably would have put on my list if the list was longer.
Yeah, this is us ignoring the Peridot answer because we both have them on our lists.
Yes. Yeah, true. But yes, that's probably going to be about it from us today. If you liked the episode, there's the comment section down below on YouTube on Spotify.
Tell us who would be your number one list for Steven Universe waifu, or, tell us why we're wrong for picking Pearl and Lapis. I already told Rick why he's wrong, but give us additional arguments. He can never be told he's wrong enough.
Yeah, that's what I'm for. If you want to send us an email, though, you can send it to
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Yeah. See you later, everybody.
Bye, guys. Join us again next week.